All right, shifting gears. Gerald Celente, top trends researcher, best-selling author, predicted the tax rebellions, predicted the wars they would respond to it with, predicted so much of what we're facing. He did predict that they would start grabbing people's pensions, bank accounts, bank holidays, you name it. Now that's being openly discussed. But even Reuters is saying MF Global could cause runs on banks and brokerage funds. This was his money, his private account, totally illegal. They took it, and now we're 3 weeks, or more than 3 weeks into this, and they're saying, oh, it's over $3 billion now. It was $600 million, then 100 million more to 700 million. Then it was $1 billion, $1.2 billion, more than $1.2 billion, $3 billion, more. And a guy who can give you breaking news on this, because he had more than six figures taken, is Gerald Celente, joining us via video Skype. Gerald, thank you for coming on with us to give the audience an update.
Yes, the big news here, Alex, well, there's a couple of big pieces. One, of course, is John Corzine, the former co-head of Goldman Sachs, senator of New Jersey, then governor of New Jersey, who was the head of MF Global. And as you mentioned, the number keeps going up. This is flagrant extortion. They can't find the money. Look how quick they found Gaddafi's money. Look how quick they find any tin horn dictator's money that they want to overtake. But they can't find the money that's missing from MF Global. And they don't even bring Johnny Boy in for questioning. Hey, leave him alone. Look at the prostitutes on this one. They try and convict whoever they want in the media before the people are even convicted or tried, like they did with that Strauss-Kahn character. But not White Shoe Boy Corzine. No. He may appear before a Senate and House committee hearing. And you know what he'll do? He'll plead the Fifth, just like the media is pleading the Fifth. The Fourth Estate? No. I have a piece in front of me, Alex, that just came off the wire from the Chicago Sun-Times. CME's reputation gets a stress test. CME, of course, is the clearinghouse, the stock exchange for commodities over in Chicago. And you know that I broke the story with video links sent to 45,000 people in the media of the head of the CME group, Terrence Duffy, saying that CME is the guarantor, that CME guarantees people who lose money because one of their members went belly up. But here's what the prostitutes write. CME's reputation gets a stress test. Isn't that nice? A stress test. CME is involved here because it clears or legally guarantees the trading on its markets. They even say it, but they won't put their feet to the fire. This is the biggest ripoff. We just sent out, Alex, you just got it. We sent it to you guys. It's going out to Trends Journal subscribers. In our 20 years of publishing, we have never sent out an urgent trend alert. The trend alert is, and I broke this partially to you last week, the entire financial system is under collapse. Let's go over to Europe. Oh, the European bonds over there, the Italians, they can't afford to borrow anymore. Neither can the Spanish. Neither can the Greeks. Oh, the Belgians, they're just getting their credit rated lowered. That's right, they had bailed out the Dexia Bank, and it's costing them 15% of their GDP to do it. Again, to bail out a bank. go across the globe, one after another. Bank runs in Lithuania. Everybody that I know in Greece and Italy are pulling their money out of the banks, and the people that do have money over there and the banks that have money are bringing it over here because it's falling apart. Here's the big scam. They just did it with this Black Friday baloney. And here's what the prostitutes did. They kept pumping up this Black Friday Christmas rush sale to get the suckers out there to keep spending the last dime that they don't have. Now put two and two together. The more consumers spend, the more the retailers advertise. The more the retailers advertise, the more they spend on commercials with the prostitutes, whether it's in the print media or on TV. So it's in their best interest to keep pumping this up. Here's the warning that we're sending out to everybody, and with details on what we're doing to protect ourselves. After the holidays, in the first part of the new year of 2012, the economic collapse will happen, and they will no longer be able to cover it up, and they're going to declare economic martial law. Just as my money's been stolen, your money's not going to be safe anywhere unless you have it in your pocket or you have it in gold and silver.
Wow, Gerald Celente, they're now admitting that we've really been in a depression for 3 years, that the collapse accelerated in the last year or so, as you predicted it would. And here we are with them just trying to prop it up and tell us everything's fine. But the fact that first it's 600 million, then a billion, then 1.2, and then 3, and more than 3 billion. And the fact that they're trying to test right now to see if they can just take accounts, and that's what Peter Schiff said earlier in the last hour, that it looks like this may be the new economic policy, is to just loot, and that they're testing it out. And that's what's going on here. They wouldn't be doing this right now if they didn't have the money, and if they didn't want to just see if they could get away with it. And if they couldn't deliver that. And it clearly is not just extortion. It's more than that. It's embezzling. They took your segregated account that was yours, and they even tried to have their minions and operatives spin it that it's, oh, your fault. Yeah, it's going to be all your fault too, folks, when they devalue what's left of your retirement and your dollars and loot your pension funds. Yeah, it's all good, and then the government's going to take them over to protect them and dole out what's left of it. It's going to be your fault again. I mean, they are really, really getting into dangerous waters here. Now, Gerald, this has been going on. This has been going on a week and a half before you broke it a week and a half ago. So this has been going on like a month now, almost 4 weeks. And you're clearly talking to these people. Or what have you learned since we talked last Tuesday or Wednesday when you talk to them? Do they just say, not gonna get it? Because, you know, a few weeks ago, it's like, you'll get some of it later. Now it's just, we don't know where it went. I mean, as if the federal regulators and people couldn't go right into the transfer records. I mean, you know, I go get $1,000 in cash out of the bank to act like I'm a bank robber, even though it's, you know, the company's money, my money. But now they just don't know where it is, Gerald.
Exactly. Like I said, look how quick they found Gaddafi's money. And anytime they overthrow anybody, they grab their money right away. What, they can't find this dough? Who are they kidding? The money's not there. It's nowhere. And again, the big story is the CME Group. They call them, you know, that's an abbreviation for Chicago Mercantile Exchange. How about the Chicago Mafia Enterprise? How about this whole thing? You've been talking about it, the news story that broke over the weekend that we knew about for a long time, about how the Federal Reserve was dumping trillions of dollars into the banks. And they refused to report it, and we just got the information now. And here's the big lie. You heard the Jamie Dimons. You heard the blank fines. You know, the Goldman Sachs gang, the Merrill Lynch mob, the Morgan Stanley marauders. You heard all of them saying, we don't need the money. They made us take it. And then now you look at how much money the Fed gave them, and they were in trouble. But they're saying in public, hey, our books are okay, man. We're solid. Could anybody call that fraud? How could they get away with it And we are pinned to the wall as people, citizens, for every minor infraction that we break. Every little tiny thing. You can't get into your car without driving to A to B without breaking the law. But boy, oh boy, these guys could lie on the media in front of everybody, and the Fourth Estate pleads the Fifth. Not a word. And you know why? Because they're all in bed together. Mouse Blitzer. What is that guy? Anderson Cooper 360? How about ACDC 180? What a bunch of baloney over there.
All right, well, let's go back here, though. So you've been talking to these brokers and people, or so they're just saying...
They won't give us any information. The media won't follow up on it. We've been contacting all of them. It's one big cover-up. That's all it is. The whole system is collapsing. The money's not there. If the money's there, put the money on the table. They can't put the money on the table. The money's not there, the gold's not there. The only thing that's out there, Alex, is a lot of hot air.
And Gerald, you know what they're going to do. As soon as the collapse accelerates, they're going to launch a new war, stage some terror attacks. Everybody will say, the government took my bank account, but they're fighting al-Qaeda, and they'll go out and salute the flag. The TSA is going to walk up and say, I'm groping your daughters, and they'll say, go ahead, it's to fight al-Qaeda. The TSA person will say, well, actually, I'm just a pervert, but okay. Let's talk about how this is going to unravel the different angles. All you Americans and others out there who want to buy into evil and think the system cares about you, oh, it cares about you real good. You're going to find out how much it cares about you. Straight ahead with Gerald Celente. Stay with us. Final segment straight ahead. Yeah, Gerald Celente, and none of us can hide from these people. They're going to steal everything and nail down. And Gerald was getting physical delivery of his gold. They just said, nope, you put your money in this account to buy it. Just like you buy something online, say from Amazon.com. Let's say you buy a book for $50, some rare book. And then it never comes, and you call them, and they just say, we don't know where the money is. Well, I want my refund. We're not going to talk to you. That's what it is. And so no silver dollar for Gerald Celente. They just took it. And they admit in Reuters and other places is sending shockwaves across the country. The official show ends in about 4 minutes. But I'm going to go into overdrive and take the calls for those that are holding. It'll be internet only, Infowars.com. But I promise to get to you. So get ready with your quick comment because I want to hear from you. Gerald, so how do you expect this to unfold? How do you expect this to be rolled out? You heard me make the point of they love to give us a war, as you've been saying in the last year, the next great war of the 21st century. Well, that was your trend at the start of this year, and certainly they're getting ready for that right now. So, I mean, what else are they going to do to try to get away with this?
Well, they're going to call a bank holiday of some sort, is my belief. You asked me for an update. I just had one on my account. Now, to make this really clear for all those who can't understand this, in April of this year, I bought a contract to take delivery in gold at the end of this month. I bought the gold at $1,443 an ounce. That was the agreement. The day that MF Global went bankrupt, they emptied out my account. They transferred my contract to another company, R.J. O'Brien. But I didn't buy gold at $1,443. That's only my imagination, and that's only what all the paperwork says. According to R.J. O'Brien and those SOBs over there and CME Group and the rest of them, the trustees, I actually bought my gold at $1,767 an ounce. That's what they're telling me. So now when I take delivery, no. Now we're talking, let's just do the math. For 100 ounces, we're talking a $30,000 plus difference. Now they're telling me, no, you didn't buy it at $1,443 because we emptied out your account, sucker. We gave the money to our buddies. We're going to call them trustees, and they're going to charge a lot of money to do this, to give them the money so you could trust them. You got nothing, Celente. Your gold is $1,767 an ounce, even though today, as we speak, what is it, Alex? $1,707 an ounce?
Yeah, let me just stop you right there. So 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, you're finally getting some spin. And now, even though your paperwork says you bought gold at this, they're spinning that as an excuse to say why they're keeping your money. So they finally came up with a new scam. And you say this just came in from them while we were on the break.
Yeah, I just got the mail. Just in between the break, they brought it over to me.
Well, stop. We're going to have to go into overdrive. I know you're very busy, Gerald, but can you stay there or take us out to break? Because this is breaking news. This is from what specific group?